Welcome back to the Nickel and Dime Football Show. This is it. It's the last week of the football year, and my team, yours truly, in the big game. You can't get this content anywhere else. And them boys, I'm confident, might be about to get ran over. Oh, hey, it's Nickel and Dime season, baby.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, I'm saying, Drew, look, I'm saying it's not time to be humble anymore, man. I mean, like, it's time to be a little humble. Wait, let me walk that back a little bit. It's time to be a little humble, but look, it's only 2 teams left. There are no more teams left, Drew, and these are the 2 best teams in the league, so you need, I mean,
you're the NFC champs.
You can brag about your team.
You're the NFC champs.
We're the NFC champs. I mean, this team has the chance to do it, and they have some spots they can get better in, but for the most part, they solid, man. They are solid.
I would be feeling.
And I'm
good.
ready. I'm
not
ready.
Gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I'd be feeling good on both sides. Like Laura, I checked Laura's temperature today. Seeing how she was feeling. She's feeling good, man.
Okay.
It's nice. It's
She's
like, you're
too?
a good team. You feel good. She knows they're a good team. They're feeling good.
Right.
It's good when there's a Super Bowl of 2 teams that are going to put on a good show for you.
Okay, so I gotta ask, has she mentioned, and of course we'll talk about this later in the recap, but how does she feel about the offensive line being patchwork coming into this game, Drew? Has she mentioned that at all? Yes or yes? Quick, before we actually get into it, I'll just get your quick answer. Yes or no? Has she mentioned it or not?
She has not. She's keeping it. She's playing it close to the chest. She's playing it. She's keeping her emotions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about the reason why I ask you that, Drew, is because that's all that I've been hearing. I don't know about you, like, when you out in the streets doing your socially distanced thing, as you should be. Stay safe out there. But when I hear people talk about this game, nobody is mentioning the fact that Kansas City is going to be without 2 of their starting offensive tackles and maybe another offensive lineman. 3 of their starters from last year's Super Bowl definitely are not playing. Why am I not hearing more about this?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a Carolina Panthers fan. I don't know what an offensive line is. Can you explain one of those to me? I don't know. What is that? I don't know.
Apparently, they're supposed to protect quarterbacks and get paid handsomely for doing that. But
Patrick can take care of himself. He can fend for himself. He'll be fine.
Old Magic Man. We gonna see. We are.
Hey,
gonna
maybe
see,
they'll throw Chad Henne in the backfield and let him block for him. You know what I mean? He can start chop blocking people.
Yeah, anything might still be possible, man. I mean,
right?
Hopefully,
if you're talking about this
not
O-line,
Sunday, February 7th.
If you're talking about this O-line, we might see Chad Henne, so who knows?
Oh, I mean, I can't. I think the Bucs have gotten over the backup quarterback hump.
Yeah, right.
Dare I say it? So if we happen to see Chad Henne, which hopefully not, because then it'll be a completely different Super Bowl. If and when we beat these boys, I want them to be beat as they are.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want no excuses.
Yeah, you got to take their best shot on them.
Exactly.
You don't want to be like,
exactly in this game.
Yeah, it's a Super Bowl.
I mean, I don't know. A ring is a ring, no, man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
A ring is a ring. Nobody's gonna remember that anyway. But
Well, we are going to talk about that game extensively here shortly. But I don't know. It's like I don't know what to do with my hands. We don't have a recap this week, so we'll just get straight into housekeeping.
Yeah, right into it.
I mean, the big headline right off the bat, Rams trade Jared Goff, 2021 third rounder, 22 and 23 first rounder to the Lions for Matt Stafford. How you feeling about it?
Yeah. Oh, man. I mean,
who won?
Jared Goff finally
just
came
off,
out and
off
said,
gates. First reaction, who won this trade?
Who won this trade? I would have to say LA, because we don't know down the road what those future picks might be into. Dark horse theory, though, I had seen this out in the universe. What if Detroit is getting all those future picks and going to use those future first rounders to move up this year to make a run at Trevor Lawrence? I don't think Jacksonville would do that, but like that's the conventional thinking, that Detroit really wants to make up a run for another quarterback this year.
I mean, what if they
is like just some wild crackpot theory?
What if they just look at Houston and say, take our entire draft and we'll take Watson? You know what I mean? Like, because that's what it's looking like is going to be the bounty for Watson at this point. Like, just take the whole draft. You can have the whole thing.
Yeah. But the problem with that is but Watson still has the no trade clause, so you know he ain't going to Detroit.
Yeah, I don't.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't doing that. So they can offer whatever they want, but he ain't going to Detroit. So So it's definitely going to be a quarterback, but I like what Detroit. It finally seems like, Drew, they are recognizing that it's time for a clean, just a complete clean start, and we're going to start building from here.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they've been in a rebuilding period for decades, but they've never really
hit the reset
button the right way. Yeah, yeah.
Because that's why I believe that Detroit won this trade. You know, like I think, yes, it serves a purpose for LA, but Detroit clearly wasn't going anywhere with Matt Stafford. So you turned Matt Stafford into a quarterback you were getting rid of, like had already agreed to part ways. Like you already were like, you're not part of our future. And you spin him into 2 first-rounders and a third-rounder? Like that? Ooh, that's pretty good. And you got Jared Goff with a clean slate and a fresh start. Who knows?
Right.
Like you already know he's gritty.
And that's why yes. I mean, well, he just needs to be more consistent. See, like, and Brandon Marshall made this point a little earlier today, but like Goff does have some accomplishments on his resume. I mean, he's been to 2 Pro Bowls, he's been to a Super Bowl. He needs to stop turning the ball over, and that's what's kind of been the bugaboo in his consistency and his progression. And they can win some games with him. But I still think, Drew, you hit the nail on the head. Those first round picks, and they got a bevy of them. I didn't think they was going to get that much. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't think they were going to get that much. And a third rounder this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a third rounder this year. I think that if they choose those picks right, and then I think they have some other picks as well, Detroit could, a couple years with the right draft, with a couple drafts, man, they gonna do it.
Heavy is that head, that general manager spot. Oof, you got to deliver. You have everything going your way now. This rebuild is on you.
Yeah. Yep. And please don't do what Mike Tice did, Detroit, and pick receivers year after year after year, and it didn't work. Like, don't do that.
Maybe use that third round
receiver
for
picks.
a receiver. They turn out better that way.
Yeah. Or just scout better and pick the right players. That's all we saying.
Yeah.
Get the quarterback position right. It'll change for you.
Right. Well, the Rams don't have to worry about scouting too much because they don't have a number 1 pick until 2024.
Jesus.
7 straight years they'll be without a number 1 pick.
Which is crazy to me. I mean,
7.
Oh man, I asked a question on Twitter this week, Drew, and it was more about quarterbacks. But tell me that the Rams as a franchise are not under the gun to get a championship. They're putting it all out there, man.
They have shown that you can build a team through free agency, though. I'll give them that. You know, they're like, yeah, we don't have number 1 picks, but we'll go out and get who we need. You know, so
yeah. And it's an ideal destination being in LA, so I think that helps. And they have done that. I mean, they do have some drafted players in there who are helping supplement these free agents, but they're under pressure to win. I mean, still giving up 2 more first round picks in years that haven't happened yet. You know what I'm saying? In addition to all the ones you already gave up. I mean, eventually the salary cap and the rubber's going to be the road on that one, you know. Yeah, something's gonna have to give, man. They have to utilize their window.
I think they still
need
to add another wide receiver. If I was him,
damn right. Yeah,
Cup can be injured first game and not even play all year. You know what I mean? And then you got Woods and Higbee.
Yep.
You got to add somebody else. But I'm excited. I am very excited to see Matt Stafford in a different uniform with some weapons around him and a ridiculous defense. Yeah. Ridiculous defense.
And a defense. You're right though, Drew. They absolutely need a receiver. And it ain't like, I mean, talking about receivers, man, you know that they run deep in the draft. I mean, so all you got to do is pick the right one, man. And apparently it ain't going to be in round 1. No. So start looking at round 2 or later or wherever you might have picks at, because y'all giving them up.
Right. Well, speaking of defense, Packers part ways with defensive coordinator Mike Pettin. They had the 9th overall defense last year, and that was not good enough.
Yeah. I mean, Drew, you think maybe they felt like even though it was a top ranked defense, and again, they had spurts this year where they were dominant, but do you think it was one? I know it was obviously he wasn't there in the moment, but do you think they thought that he didn't utilize the talent that they had on defense well enough, and that might be why they fired him?
Yeah, I mean, I can see that evaluation, but could it have also been that some guys just didn't play up to their expectations, though? You know what I mean? Like, because the Smith connection was there like half the year, you know? Like, I feel like they picked it up.
Yeah, but
but is that coaching? You know what I mean? Was he not motivating these players? You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Well, the only thing I could think of is like, I mean, yes, injuries, the coach ain't got nothing to do with injuries. No. You know what I'm saying? And in the end, if you do have injuries, what is the defense overall? And they were they were definitely in the upper echelon of teams in terms of defense. I mean, if they're not performing up to his standard, is that really on him though? I mean, they've given us some big plays and stuff like that, but I mean, I don't know. I still think he's a good coach. Egregious letting up that touchdown in the NFC Championship game before the half, and I think that's what did him in.
Yeah. Oof.
I think that's what did him in.
I remember just looking away for a split second and be like, wait, they scored again?
Yeah, we needed that.
Yeah. Well,
might have been a wrap at that point.
It was. How do you feel about the Texans? We hadn't had a chance to talk about it. It happened like right after we recorded last week, but Texans find their coach, Baltimore passing coordinator David Culley.
Coach Culley.
He was he's the Ravens passing coordinator, but the Ravens were last in passing last year.
Yeah, they weren't good. They also said he was like an assistant head coach. I don't know what the hell that Texans are doing with this hire. I'm gonna be honest. Is it probably, does this man probably deserve a shot? Yeah, more than likely. I mean, but if he was a passing game coordinator for the Ravens and the Ravens passing game was not good, I don't know what his immediate credentials were, but you know, hopefully he might get it right, man.
Yeah,
I mean, but
he's gonna have to do it with a different quarterback. That's for sure.
Right. Even after they announced him, Deshaun was like, "Deuces, I'm still out."
Like this changes.
It don't matter
nothing.
that he's black. Yeah. Like it don't matter.
Oh man. Well,
it's got to be the right black coach accordingly. I guess. I don't
know. The Senior Bowl, the national team beat the American team with some just made up team names for that. Kellen Mond, the quarterback from Texas A&M's the MVP. Louisville wide receiver Des Fitzpatrick was the offensive player of the game with 6 receptions for 90 yards. My guy, UNC running back Carter, had 8 carries for 60 yards and a touchdown. So
them boys about to tear the league up. Them running backs, man, from Carolina, they about to tear the league up.
I'm
man.
excited about it, man. I want to see where they land.
Yeah. And Drew, did you see the? Well, I mean, they gonna be in the hunt for a running back. Why don't you come on down, baby? Once you graduate, all affiliations are out the window. That's all I'm saying. So, did you see in the Senior Bowl when the team that won instead of Gatorade, it was all Reese's?
Yeah,
it was like Reese's
that's
candy.
The type of bath I want as a coach. You kidding me? Come on.
Hell yeah.
Let me get all them Reese's.
It's like at least you gonna be at least 10 light if I see that many Reese's and they just strewn about. Like, I'm getting some.
Right. I'm just holding my jacket open. Like, come on, here we go. Take them all home.
And they were throwing them around like a shower. That was a joyful moment, especially from a sweet tooth having person like myself. You know what I mean? Like that was amazing.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm a sucker. You know what would you do for a Klondike bar? Like for me, it's what would you do for a Reese's peanut butter cup? You know, I'd murder some people.
Get them in. I want them. Like maybe I'm weird, but I love them out the freezer too, man. Out the freezer. Cold. They gotta
go straight in the freezer.
Can't beat it.
Straight in the freezer.
Yeah, can't beat it. Can't beat it. I'm ready.
Well, did you catch that riveting Pro Bowl? Yeah?
Nah. Nah.
The NFC
I
won.
saw it, and I think. Oh, did they?
Yeah. Bubba Wallace helped him.
I saw it like Marshawn was trending. That was about it.
Marshawn was the highlight of it. I watched some of the highlights, man. He was fantastic. Like, that dude is a gold mine. I want him to endorse and be a spokesperson on everything. Like, those new Subway commercials, hilarious. Hilarious.
Yeah, and just rolling up in the tire, too. Right. And then, like, in peak Marshawn is just like, appreciate your homes, and then dips out. Like,
dude, I love how he just pronounces things. Like, I walk around all day, I'm like, protein bowls. I love it, man. But yeah, they played Madden, 4-on-4. It was Bubba Wallace, Kyler Murray, Jamal Adams, and Marshawn Lynch on the NFC team. Snoop, Deshaun Watson, Keyshawn Johnson, and Derrick Henry on the AFC team.
Anytime they do a celebrity anything, if it's got any amount of clout, it's got to have Snoop Dogg. Ever since he did that Nate Robinson fight, like, you got to have Snoop Dogg on there on the strength. Like,
my man's been
talk about a goal mine.
Right, dude. He's been in WWE and AEW within the last year. Like, he's just jumping all over the place.
Yeah,
like everybody wants him.
I think I saw Snoop like he came off the top rope or something like that on one of the wrestling specials.
Yeah,
like,
and he released a clothing line with the Undertaker, like a collab with the Undertaker.
That's solid.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, that's solid. He really is, man. Now, what I was gonna mention about those, talking about those protein bowls, man. Bowls. How in the hell? This is the crazy thing, because basically Subway just paid Marshawn money to endorse a salad. Like, that's all it is. They
brought the salad.
It's just a salad with more meat.
They brought the salad back. That's it. We were talking about that the other day. Me and Laura, we were talking about, like, did they just bring salads back and call them protein bowls?
How could? It's meat, it's veggies, it's a dressing, and it's just a little bit of extra meat. Like, it's an extra meat salad.
It's a salad.
But I did get one. Because just the extra meat off the top, you know what I'm saying? The extra meat off the top, I was like, all right, I could do that. Like, I can do that. So they got me.
The meat
it's still a salad, though. Stop trying.
It's a little bit.
Well, yeah. I mean, sometimes. But only if you get the right thing, though. I know
Don't get apparently the tuna.
That tuna is... The tuna is not tuna. The tuna is not tuna. I never got tuna from there anyway.
I've eaten so much of that tuna.
I was trying to support Marshawn, though.
Oh, man. I ate so much of that tuna. Oh. Yeah. Well, last but not least, Jason Witten, retired tight end for the Cowboys. He signed a one-day contract. He retired a Cowboy. Is a high school coach in Texas now. So I hope him and old Phillip Rivers can do like a cross-state Alabama-Texas matchup. Put it on ESPN. So that wraps up housekeeping. Next up, we got 3 and out. Sean, what you got up? First down.
Yes, sir. First down, Drew. The money down, honestly, if you're asking me. Getting to this, just a little preview into this Super Bowl thing here. But, Drew, will there be an actual home field advantage for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Raymond James Stadium, even though it's supposed to be impartial, but they are the home team? Will cannons be firing whenever the Bucs score on offense?
Ooh, I mean, I think there's got to be some kind of home field advantage. You know what I mean? Strictly because you don't have to travel. Like, that's super nice right off off gates. So
yeah.
And that field personally. You know what I mean? Like Brady, that's his field. I love those Baker Mayfield and the field is his home commercials, because that's how it should be when you play on your home field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The nooks and crannies.
It should be.
So yeah, I think there's gonna be some kind of home field advantage for the Bucs. It's super crazy that we got a Super Bowl for a home team.
Yeah, I think about it like after every so long, I'm like, oh dang, we're really at home for the Super Bowl and we're playing the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So I've been going back and forth whether or not they're actually going to let that happen or not. I still have no idea, but I wanted to pose the question out there. So glad we got it in on first down, though. You know what I mean?
I have no. I don't know
what you got
about
for second down, bro.
I don't. You can't. That'd be a little messed up. A little messed up. Like I hope someone like sneaks it in. Like,
but I want them to fire though.
Yeah. No, but you got to be unbiased.
So. Hey, if you got to get fired, to give us a home field advantage in the Super Bowl, you get fired. Bucs community will take care of you. They're going to take care of you. Somebody going to step up.
You're right. That might be a career move. That might be a good career move. Sneak them in.
Yeah.
All right, second down. Just sheer gut instinct. Who is the next quarterback to change teams?
The next quarterback to change teams, I probably say, man, it's got to be Deshaun Watson at this point because I think the seats, the butts are getting hot in those fires. Whoever needs to pull those trigger, I think Deshaun really wants this to happen, and he wants to get into wherever his new home is going to be and start to get acclimated as quick as possible. I mean, like you saw, like, not to use Tom Brady as an example, but as soon as it happened, back last March, he was like, we have such and such hours to get this done. I think Deshaun is in that same mode where he's like, man, we got to get to work. I need this to work for me. Let's do it. So I think he is the next quarterback to be moved, to be honest with you.
Okay. I like it. All right. What you got on third down?
Yeah. All right, so on third down, Drew, talking about quarterbacks, going quarterback heavy here, is your man Jalen Hurts moved via trade by October 2021?
Ooh, October. I don't know if it'll be that soon. Like, I think. That's a good one, man. That's a stumper.
Right.
I think
that's a trade deadline. That's right around the trade deadline.
Oh, that is a trade deadline. Okay. Oof. I think, I'm going to say that Carson Wentz, to truly let Carson Wentz feel at ease, to truly get the most out of him, you're going to have to. You got to trade him.
Right.
Because if he feels like that he's right over his shoulder waiting for him to mess up to take his job again, I think we're past the point now where both of them can coexist in Philadelphia. So one's got to go, and you clearly have shown that as an organization, you're keeping Wentz. So Hurts has to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely, and that's why I asked, man, because I don't think you could have put it any better. I think it's right in that same mold because the moves that they've already made have suggested that they're choosing Wentz.
Right.
So you better get what you can get while that asset is hot because at this point, the more tape that's out there, it can only hurt his trade value. You know?
You showed a little bit, don't give them more. Right. You know what I mean? Like leave them wanting more, so to speak. Like they did that perfectly. Like they didn't mean to, but that's what they did. So now would be a great time to get whatever you can out of them, especially from why wouldn't you want to go grab them if you're the 49ers or the Broncos? You know what I mean?
Especially if the price is right. If the price is right for him, I don't know what they want. I don't know what they
Two
want.
2 first rounders, 2/3.
If the price is right. Oh. Okay, so let's just a quick aside here, just an extra question we'll just throw out there. A quick answer from the both of us. Drew, I'll ask you first. What do you think it takes? What do you think they want to move Jalen Hurts? What do you think they would take to move Jalen Hurts?
I mean, with the crazy quarterback market we'd be seeing, a first rounder and maybe a third.
See, I don't know.
I think the price is high these days, man.
I don't know that. It's high. I think it's high, but I don't know if it's that high because of what we were just talking about. Maybe because there's not that much tape out there, and there's so much that they don't know.
Mr. I have not won a playoff game. Matt Stafford just got 2 first rounders and a Super Bowl quarterback. This market is insanity. I don't trust anything anymore.
I don't know, but it's very. It makes it. It's a huge gray area. Put it that way. It makes it hard, but I think that they would probably take a second round pick. I think they would just take 1-2.
Just to get be past this drama.
I think they would take a 2.
Okay.
Right. And then it basically there's no net loss for them because would they draft them at 2? They draft them in the second round.
Yeah. Third round.
So it's a wash.
Second.
Yeah. No, it was a second. Okay. That's right. It was a second round pick. Yeah. So it's a wash. I think they can still get that, especially. Okay, I'll double down on that. They'll get a 2 because they gave up a 2 for him last year, and then he put that tape out there. So, like, why would you take a 3 if you already know you got him for a 2 spot and he can deliver you 300 yards a game? Yeah. Right?
Maybe 49ers offer a second rounder and Nick Mullins to be Wentz's backup, you know?
You hate that, man.
I just love that how his hype has died down completely. Like no one's talking about like his hype.
Yeah, it's done.
All right. Well, on fourth down, I'm getting a little heavy on you. A little heavy. You know, I want to be able to talk about it, and I want to get your opinion about it. What is it gonna take for the NFL to hire more black coaches?
I think it's going to take winning. I think it's going to take winning, and you've seen, you know, black coaches succeed. Tony Dungy, Lovie Smith get into a Super Bowl. You've seen black quarterbacks succeed. Doug Williams winning a Super Bowl. Cam being an MVP. Multiple MVPs. Like, so they're in the position, but I think as far as coaching as concerned, less cronyism. You have to stop with the cronyism. You have to stop with the nepotism, and you need to get them in positions where they can succeed. Not let them take over a bum team that they're only going to take over for a year. I'm looking at you, Arizona Cardinals. It's just you have to put them in just like any other coach. If you give them the tools to succeed, they can succeed. We can succeed. But Drew, at a certain point, even if you are in a situation where you're set up for success, you still have to win, and they need to win the important games. So therefore, these owners can start to look and be like, okay, winning is winning, which it should be in the first place, but like you're winning these games. Let's move forward here, you know. And then I think what you've seen, and shout to Bruce Arians for being an exception to the rule in a lot of different areas. But yeah, so I think it's just going to take winning and winning the important games, and hopefully we will get to see that very, very shortly in the future.
Yeah, it's just a crime that Bieniemy is not getting an opportunity. Like, I just don't understand it whatsoever.
Very surprised. Very surprised.
I'm just still scratching my head over the Cully hire. I'm not gonna lie. But you know, hey, good for him.
Yeah,
you know, he probably deserves it. Like you said,
nobody, Drew. I mean, you and everybody else.
You know, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You and everybody. Nobody saw that coming.
Yeah.
And he probably did deserve it. But like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see though, and that's the great thing. He gets his opportunity.
He does. Yeah, everyone gets their opportunity.
Yeah.
And I
Yep.
truly do not believe it's going to be rainbow and sunshine for him. You know, so, I mean, it's not like that was a desirable. You're talking about setting him up for success. Like if Bieniemy went there, he's not set up for success.
Right.
So sorry, you got to be that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well,
yep.
No,
Scapegoat,
that's our three
Scapegoat.
and out. You made a good point. You wanted to bring back a segment that we played earlier this year called Big Threat Energy. But we're going to start headed towards our off-season plans here. We're going to go through the divisions. I'm taking the AFC. Sean's taking the NFC. And we're going to give you a team that we think is going to be the biggest threat next year to the current division champs. So, Sean, it was a great idea to bring this back. Where do you want to start? What division?
Yes, sir. All right, so let's start with the North Division, Drew. Let's start with the North Division on each side here, each side. So I'm gonna go with mine first. I'll go with mine first. Get it out there. But the current division winner in 2020 should be fresh on everybody's mind. It is the Green Bay Packers. And I don't think anybody is trying to cut corners here. Like, the Packers dominated that division, and it wasn't even close. But next year, I think it could be more up for grabs. And the team that I think is the biggest threat, bringing that energy to knock the Packers off their throne, it is Minnesota Vikings. It is not the Chicago Bears. It is not the Chicago Bears. And the reason why, Dalvin Cook another year. He was a little bit healthier this year than he has been in past, even though, that's, you get what you want there. But I think they're going to add Justin Jefferson another year. Great rookie, another year in the system. Adam Thielen, hopefully he can continue what he was doing in previous years as opposed to this year. He kind of had a down year.
He's got to be healthy.
And then get another receiver in there.
Yeah.
Maybe a tight end. Yeah, maybe a tight end. Yannick Ngakoue another year in the system. So there's things there. I think they take another step in that year, and I think Mike Zimmer also gets back as well. So that's my biggest threat to the Green Bay Packers in the NFC North. Drew, who you got for the AFC North, bro?
AFC North, as we all know, the Steelers won that division. I think it's the Cleveland Browns. Mm-hmm. I think they're starting to figure it out.
Yeah.
The Steelers are on their way down. I think the Bengals are a couple years away. And I think Baltimore is going to keep being Baltimore. And unless they come talk to me when they fix their wide receiver problem. You know what I mean? So I got Cleveland Browns. They're young. They're hungry. I hope that they trade Odell Beckham and get something in return for him because they clearly shown that their wide receiver core is just fine without him. But I mean, if he comes back and he can play as a team, then that's just a plus too. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, it's almost honestly, Drew. It kind of puts them in a win-win situation because Odell Beckham is always going to be, until he falls off a cliff, a tradable asset.
Oh, for sure.
So deal him, get picks, play him. If he plays well, have him in there.
Like you said, win-win.
What you got? I also think pay attention to what Drew just said, folks. Drew got the Cleveland Browns passing the Baltimore Ravens in the North Division because, they technically were the biggest threat until this
passing
year.
Game, man.
That's a passing of the torch right there from our guy at Harrison_comedy.
Gotta throw.
Let's go.
Gotta throw the ball.
Where we going next, bro? Where we going next?
Let's do the East. The bane of our existence.
NFC East. Yeah. Well, it wasn't mine. They did what they needed to do to get beat, and that's what happened. NFC East. Washington football team was the division winner there. And they were them and the Giants were the most consistent at the end of the season. Personally, if you're asking me, I think the Giants would have been a better matchup for the Bucs in the playoffs, especially if you look at that game.
That was a fun game.
The biggest threat, it was a fun game. The biggest threat to the Washington football team, and I don't think anybody is mincing words here, is clearly the Dallas Cowboys, Drew. It's clearly the Dallas Cowboys. If they get Dak back, if he is their quarterback, that's what I'm saying. If Dak is their quarterback, make no qualms about it, it's the Cowboys. With that receiving core, if they can get Zeke's head right, if Tony Pollard don't take his job anyway, he's not going to. Don't get me wrong. I'm not coming out there. He's not going to, but he should. But Zeke's got that money, and he hasn't played up to his level. But if he can get his head right, if they can figure out what to do on that defense, which was historically bad, Cowboys, they should be, but they got to get the defense right. The offense is already there, Drew.
Right.
Offense is already there.
Yeah. Dak can walk right back into that tomorrow and be solid. So I hear you on that.
Yep.
AFC East. I got the New York Jets. I think they're the biggest threat to the Buffalo Bills going forward. Yeah. You got to trust in Robert Saleh.
Wow.
They got him a shiny new head coach, and I think he knows how to win in the NFL. Dolphins aren't going to win with Tua, man. I'm sorry. They're not going to do it. Maybe with Fitzmagic, but not with Tua. And unless the Pats somehow get Jimmy G to come home and get him some people to throw to, they're on the decline. So I think the Jets are trending up, and the other and the Bills are obviously trending up. But I think the other two teams in this division are on their way down.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really hard to talk about the Patriots in this division. Like, did you see that Matt Stafford was like, "Don't send me to the Patriots."
Yeah. Ouch. How the mighty have fallen.
It is. Yeah, it's done. Yeah, it is done for them. That's what happens when you don't draft well, man. Like, they have nothing. They are a barren cabinet. You know. I don't understand what's happening there. But I feel you though. I didn't know you was gonna say the Jets, Drew. Like, I do. Like, I'm with you. I am rocking with Robert Saleh. There's just something about him that I like.
Yeah.
In the way, like, I've seen a couple of his press conferences and stuff, and his defenses have produced. I want to see him do well there.
Yeah, me too.
And yeah,
I kind of want to see him win with Sam Darnold too, man. I want him to have like redemption together. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I don't know why Sam Darnold has a very punchable, unlikable face, but I like the kid for some reason. I think because he's been punched on the chin so many times in New York. I don't know.
But the crazy thing about it is, you know what doesn't help that he has such a punchable face is that he went to USC. I don't know why that doubles down on that, right? But it just California kid. He does the hair flick all the time.
Yeah. He's the only USC quarterback I don't mind, though. He's the only one. I hated Leinart. I hate Barkley. He's the only one. Don't get me started on Sanchez.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't like Mark Sanchez, former Jets quarterback, Mr. Butt Fumble himself.
Yeah.
Mark Sanchez was, but I didn't mind Leinart only because Leinart and Reggie Bush and Vince Young, that was the year. It was such a great game, man.
Yeah.
Like the greatest college football game in history. So, but yeah, so who we got up next? I guess let's go out west. Okay. Let's head out west.
All right.
Slanging out west. We're going to start off with the NFC. And the division winner came down to the wire, but it was the Seattle Seahawks. Came down to the wire. And again, make no qualms about it after this blockbuster trade, but it is the Los Angeles Rams who are the biggest, bringing that biggest threat energy to knock off the Seahawks. I can't wait to see this division next year.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, my
49ers
God.
49ers healthy?
Especially if, man, hey, yep. If 49ers get healthy, if Kyler can, do Kyler things and they get another year in that Kingsbury offense, man. But the top, if y'all thought it was crazy this year coming down to the wire with this division, imagine what next year is going to be with a competent quarterback in LA. So simple. What you got, Drew?
All right. AFC West, we all know the Chiefs are the heir apparent there, but I think it is the Los Angeles Chargers as their biggest threat going forward. Think Herbert's going to win an MVP before it's all said and done. They're young. They got some young, talented skill players. They need one more wide receiver to complement Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, and their defense has to stay healthy. But I see the Chargers making a big step forward next year.
Yeah, Drew, I completely agree with you, man. Especially like if Staley can get right in there. And I really Herbert, man. I really don't think that they knew what they were getting in him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That he was going to be that good.
Oof.
And it's just astronomical if they put some talent around him. He will take if they put talent around him, they will do more things than they did with Phillip Rivers in that organization. I will plant my flag on that one right now.
No doubt. I agree with you on that one.
Yep.
He might end up being the best quarterback in that draft.
That leaves the you can see it. You can already see it. And I mean, it's got to play out, but like what a great way to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like we get to be front row seats for it. I mean, and if year one is in any indication in Herbert's career, let's get it. Let's get it. So
yeah.
But I guess that leaves the South, man. Yeah. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go ahead because I'm excited to hear what you have to say about our division. But AFC South, clear cut, big threat energy. I got nobody. It's the Titans division. No one's messing with them.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
It's not even going to be close next year.
Wow.
Colts don't know who their quarterback is.
Oh.
Texans, let's not even start about the Texans. And the Jags, at least 2, 3, 4 years away. Titans are going to run rampant, and they don't have to do much, but keep what they got. That division is done.
Wow, Drew with the big words for that one. I mean, Drew. So even with the Colts, just basically needing a quarterback to get to the playoffs again, like you don't think it's going to be close?
Who are they going to get?
I don't know. I don't know who they're going to get.
Do they get
they
there?
Got to get somebody.
Mitchell Trubisky?
Nah.
Do they get there with one of these rookies?
Definitely not that. Nah.
I don't know who's left.
Too many rookie mistakes.
What are they going to try to trade for Alex Smith? Like, come on.
I think they should be a strong candidate to trade for Deshaun Watson is what they need to be.
Would you trade him in the division though?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, but like
that's 2 losses every year for the next 10 years.
Yep. And then like your fan base, you alienate your fan base even further with that one. So I don't know, man.
If Bill O'Brien was still the coach and GM, I'd say maybe. But I don't know.
Yeah. Zing. So NFC South. NFC South is the last division that we doing. Big threat energy. Your division champs were the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were the goddamn division champs here. Because we sent y'all boys home. After two victories in the regular season, you got thumped in the playoffs at your house when it counted. So that's who won the division. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the division, and I don't want to hear no qualms about it. Y'all home. You don't get a say here. We own you now. That's what we doing. Okay? Bucs. Tampa Bay Buccaneers own the division. And the biggest threat in 2021 come that season is going to be none other than the bane of my former existence, the Carolina Panthers. And I'm saying it right now.
Yeah.
I'm saying it right now. Because the Saints, I don't know what they're going to do. Their quarterback's retiring. Their cap situation, who knows what that's going to be. They got some decisions to make.
They're just going to pay Taysom
They got some
Hill
decisions to make. And I don't know. But I'm very curious to see how it shakes out. And come this offseason, they haven't been doing the greatest in drafts. So kind of playing that timeline out, I don't think they're going to hit a home run. They might get 1 or 2 picks, but they haven't been hitting home runs in drafts here recently, so I don't think that's going to happen, and you would need that to happen to immediately boost yourself into that position, but not like, okay, so that's the Saints. Let me give points why I think it'll be the Panthers. The Panthers,
Deshaun
and this
Watson
is going off the top of the dome here, not talking about... no, not happening. But not talking about my co-host here. But the Panthers had 8 losses that were a 1-score game.
0-8.
I mean, that's 8 times that 0-8. I mean, that is not going to happen next season. Like, just the numbers suggest that would not happen next season. Even if they split that, that's another 4 wins.
Yeah.
Right.
That's 8-8.
So another, like, let's say it through another 4 wins. What does that put y'all at? That's 8-8.
Yeah.
That's 8-8. You know what I'm saying? You get another one, 9-7. I mean, now you in the hunt. So Panthers got a couple of things that they need to get right, but I think they will be the biggest threat to the Buccaneers in the division next year. And it ain't gonna be the Saints. It ain't gonna be the Falcons. So
maybe
get what you get.
Hey, there's a quarterback we forgot about.
We'll see you,
Matty Ryan. He might be going somewhere too. You know what I mean? You never know.
Oh, yeah. He need to go to Indianapolis, which even further puts the Atlanta Falcons behind the 8 ball.
Oof. Could you imagine Matt Ryan on the Colts? Oof. That's scary.
I can.
Yeah.
I can. I mean, they talking about possibly moving that dude and Julio too. If they get rid of Julio, I mean, if they get rid of Atlanta, if they get rid of Matt Ryan and Julio, the karma alone will make Atlanta be worse for longer than they think that they're going to be worse. Put it that way.
All right. Well, that's our big threat energy, man. Thank you for your input on that. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. Real quick before we get into our opinions, we got a special edition of your team's updates. We got a Bucs fan and a Chiefs fan, and it's a fun little backstory. Justin Wright is our Bucs fan correspondent this week. He's been in radio for quite some time. He is used to be at Z107.5 in Wilmington, Wilmington's #1 hit station. And my wife used to be his intern when he worked at the radio station. She was intern Bubbles at Z107.5. So they know each other. And now they're putting their friendship aside this week for the Super Bowl. And here is their updates. Check it out.
What's up, guys? Justin Wright, program director, morning show host at Cool 103.9 in Whiteville, North Carolina. Your team's update. You see it right here, baby. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. People said in the offseason, bringing in 43-year-old Tom Brady. Oh, it's Belichick that made, New England so great. You're going to bring in Tom Brady. He's washed up. He's not going to do anything. Let me tell you something. We had a hell of a team last year, a team that if we didn't turn the ball over 30 times, 30 interceptions from the defensive player of the year, Jameis Winston, we probably would have been in the playoffs. Tom Brady came in and took the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over that hump, and for the first time since 2002, the Bucs are back in the Super Bowl. You know what? It's a damn good day. Let's go!
Oh, hello. Chiefs Kingdom checking in here. So ready for our back-to-back Super Bowl championships that are coming this weekend because the baby goat is going to take down Tampa Bay so hard. Run it back, Chiefs Kingdom!
It's that time. It's the defending heavyweight champion of the world. Kansas City Chiefs against up-and-coming challenger, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How you feel?
Somebody coming for that belt, baby. We coming for that belt. We coming for that belt. And it ain't going to have to travel far. No, it is not. Right. To get to where its rightful home is, baby. Its rightful home is, at least for the time being. Drew, I mentioned it. Got to get right into it, man. I mentioned this right in the early part of the show. But my number one point for this matchup is why in the hell is nobody mentioning that Patrick Mahomes is going to be without his starting offensive line? Like, how big of a deal is that, Drew? I mean, look, this is what I'm saying here. Tampa Bay, this is the point that I'm trying to make by driving that part home that he's going to be without the offensive line. Drew, and I'll ask you this, and you tell me what you think, and I'll let you go off this point here. Is Tampa Bay's defensive line not eating these last, 7-8 weeks? And, nobody's talking about that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're not talking about that. And I'll let you go right off this, bro. 21 sacks, my guy. 21 sacks since the Week 13 bye. Since we coming off the bye, we got 21 sacks. Damn. And that's just my first point. So let's go. Let's go.
No, I mean that's a huge point. You know what I mean? Because the whole premise of this offense is Pat Mahomes gets to pick you apart. You know what I mean? He incorporates moving in the pocket and flushing out from the sides from time to time. But for the most part, his offensive line lets him sit back there and figure out where he gets to run through his checkdowns. And if he's not getting a chance to do that, then we get to see how well he can run this offense stressed out. Because that's my biggest takeaway from watching Tampa Bay's defense this postseason is stressed out. That's what the opposing quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, looks stressed out.
Oh, you love to hear it. You love to hear it. That's great. And that's the thing, Drew, is you're right, because Patrick Mahomes always looks comfortable, in the pocket. He looks like he's not breaking a sweat at all.
Has a tongue hanging out to the side.
Just going through the motions for him. Yeah. It's just going through the motions, and you rarely see him under duress like that. This is, and we have to ask the Bucs, and I think this is probably on your mind too, but how in the world is Todd Bowles going to cover Tyreek Hill? How is he going to cover Tyreek Hill? And how is he going to cover Travis Kelce? Like,
who do y'all think matches up with him?
Tyreek Hill is.
Your defense well.
See, this is what I'm saying. So, like, I don't know
if you're creating the game plan. If you're like the defense,
right.
The assistant to the defensive coordinator. Who are you saying on your personnel? Yeah. Who are you saying you're following Tyreek Hill wherever he goes, and you're following Travis Kelce wherever he goes?
Mm-hmm. So for Travis Kelce, if Travis Kelce is split out wide, I want Carlton Davis on him because he's our most physical corner. But I also, and this is going to require a lot of Carlton Davis, I want him also on Tyreek Hill because he's still the most physical corner. Yeah, again, but this is what I say though. It's Drew, you can't cover Tyreek Hill man up.
Yeah.
So that was my question. You either are you going to double him or are you going to bracket coverage him? You know what I'm saying?
Like pass off to the next guy.
I feel like that's the way to do it. Like, well, yeah, and you have one high, one low. That's what I mean by bracket coverage. Like every time, regardless of where he goes. And Travis Kelce, if he goes to the middle, if he splits out wide, I want Carlton Davis on him. But in my opinion, they're going to have to run a combo coverage because Tyreek Hill took Carlton Davis's lunch. And Carlton Davis is, I think everybody has seen at this point, is arguably a top 5 corner in this league. Okay? So if Tyreek Hill did that to that man, you need to double him or bracket him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I'll defer to you on this, Drew, but like I also say what's the plan for Kelce? Because last week, if you've noticed, they ran roughshod in the middle of the field. So I would imagine they're going to do the same, or they would want to do the same again. And I don't know what I don't know what the Bucs are going to do there, but they've got to have a plan for it.
They do a great job using that defensive coverage against them, or for their benefit. You know what I mean? Like if you say what you're talking about with Tyreek Hill, and you got to have a corner covering him and then a safety over top, then Travis has that whole middle of the field every time. You know what I mean? So like you got to yes, you have some of the best linebackers in the league, but you know what I mean? Like they got to cover up that difference. You know what I mean? Or I don't know. I don't know. That's every defensive coordinator's, frustration is when they got a game plan for this team. Who do you double? When do you double?
Yeah. Yeah. And
how do you cover the weaknesses caused by the double team?
Yeah. And it's been the Bucs have been, and they're going to need to again be very good defensively in the red zone. They were very good in the championship game. They ran on a couple of those key moments in that game. They ran a variation of cover 7 where they did run bracket coverage, or they had double coverage on the inside receiver and then bracket coverage on another receiver. And Drew, I watched a breakdown of this. And for that young secondary to pass off the receivers the way that they did, it was almost seamless, like they had been in that defense for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they're going to need to be on their P's and Q's. I've seen it happen. They just need to continue it to get it done. Drew, I need to know how, and you just talked about it. Thank you for teeing me up on that, talking about the middle of the field, because I personally want to know how Todd Bowles is also going to use Devin White and Lavonte David, right? You've heard me talk about their lack of being great in coverage this year. In the playoffs, it's been a little bit better.
Yeah.
But are they going? Go ahead.
No, that was my key takeaway. I was about to. That's so funny you walked into this because I was going to ask you this. Because every time I see him being great, which has been a decent amount this season, this postseason, it's been on rushing, like pass rushing situations, like. They're gonna have to play a lot of coverage, I feel like, in this scheme, man. So like, how do you think they're gonna match up with some of these the bigger receivers and Kelce?
Drew, your guess is as good as mine because they didn't do a great job in the first half, and like I'll address the second half in a minute. But I had the same question, Drew. I wonder if the plan is gonna be different. Because obviously the latter half, they kind of started to figure things out. But without the starting offensive line, it kind of plays into that more. So are they going to attack with the blitz? You know they're good there. You know they're good there. So
you blitz
are they going to lean into that a little bit more? I don't know. Are they gonna spy on Mahomes, not let him get out of the pocket? Are they gonna do a zone? Like, I have no idea. I'm very curious to see. I'm definitely, that's gonna be one of the keys I'm looking at all game long come Sunday, is how those two are being used. And I'm just very curious, man. It's gonna be a chess match in that aspect of it. So
that's the perfect words.
What you got up next for you?
That's the perfect words for this matchup, man. Because let me throw out some numbers at you real quick and just tell me this don't sound like when you pick the same team in a video game and they just change up the colors a little bit. Because this is just postseason stats. This has nothing to do with the season. Because let's be honest, the season doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
But this is what they've combined for in the postseason.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are averaging 438 yards a game. The Bucs are averaging 391 yards a game. Chiefs are allowing 335 yards a game, as opposed to the Bucs 350 yards allowed a game. They're both averaging 30 points a game, with the Bucs getting the slight 0.7 advantage. They're averaging 30.7 a game.
Nice.
The Chiefs are only allowing 20 points a game, while the Bucs are allowing 23 points a game. So I felt like that's a pretty good mirror situation of each other.
Yeah.
It was funny to me.
I didn't know it was that close.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
it was funny to me that the Chiefs had a slightly better statistic advantage at the defense. You know what I mean? Because just watching the games, I would definitely give the defensive advantage nod to the Bucs.
Yeah. And I think it may have, and I'd be curious to see the game by game breakdown, because it probably has to do with them getting hot and cold at different times of the season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which, probably made their averages a lot closer. But the offensive numbers are, I can definitely see that. And I can't tell you whether or not I hope it's an offensive game or a defensive game. I don't know.
Let it be a shootout.
A nervous wreck, but
I want it to be 43-40.
And
let's do it.
No, I don't know what I don't know what I want it to be. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what I want it to be. But you teed me right up for my next point, Drew. Talking about shootouts, man. What is going to be what I now dubbed the Andy Reid Asterisk? Okay, because Andy Reid always has an attack that you don't expect. You can plan for Hill, you can plan for Kelce, and that's when he hits you with Hardman, or he hits you with Sammy Watkins, or he leans heavily on the run game. Where's that asterisk gonna come from? Like, who is he planning on featuring that you're not expecting?
You know me, man. You know I love the fantasy storybook endings. You know what I mean? And I'm hoping it's Le'Veon Bell. I hope this dude comes out of nowhere and just, I don't care if he runs, I don't care if he catches out of the backfield, but I need some Le'Veon Bell in the Super Bowl.
I think you think they've been saving him for this moment?
I mean, why else do you sign him? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I expect to see every Andy Reid wrinkle that they have. I hope he wants to throw so much in the game plan that he fumbles over himself.
He ain't doing that.
Like,
you know better than that.
Yeah.
We're going to get a run from Hardman. We're going to get a crazy run from Hardman. We're going to get some kind of reverse, we're going to get some kind of shovel pass to Kelce. Like, I think we can expect to see a decent amount of Reed originals in this game.
Yeah. I just got two more points, man. But my next point for the Chiefs is how are they gonna pressure Brady? Like, that's gonna be a key. That's obviously a key for them. How are they going to get pressure on Brady? My offensive line's been playing great all year. And, obviously we're probably going to talk a little bit about my offensive line here in a second, which Drew told me about pre-production. But how are they going to pressure Brady? And I gotta end on this. When you look at the prior matchup, and the way that the game played out, the Chiefs were on the ropes, man. They were on the ropes. The Bucs came back and they made multiple mistakes. They played arguably the worst half of football that they played all year, and they lost by 3 points.
They still lost, though.
True. Go back and watch the tape.
No,
Go back and watch the game.
Yeah, no,
go
I mean,
go back and watch it.
like I said, man, I think
I'm just saying.
y'all are just.
I mean, I'm talking to the folks. I'm talking to the folks too.
Okay.
I mean, it's all there for you.
Okay.
It's all there for you. If y'all don't believe what I'm saying, go back and watch it and look at it with an unbiased view, and you will see everything I'm talking about. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
I mean, that's the reason we get to play these games. You know what I mean? Like, there's not like throw out what's supposed to happen, throw out what could happen. We're gonna watch some football.
Yep. Chiefs still favored. Yeah, Chiefs still favored. So
I'm looking at that over under, man. I think that over under is gonna get blown out of the water.
What is it at now?
56.5.
Ooh,
yeah,
it's tough. I have no idea. I don't know where to go with that, man. I have no idea. I'm not touching it.
Well,
I'm not touching that.
Let's touch it real quick. Yeah. Let's do these locks.
Oh man, I mean, I've been saying y'all know which way I'm leaning.
We're
man.
tied.
Y'all know which way I'm leaning.
I just want to put a little more pressure on it.
Yeah, we tied.
We're tied. It comes down to this.
Yeah, it's all good. It is all good because I'm only leaning one way, and I'll be honest with you, I'm very confident. I'm very confident that it's going to be a good game. I believe we'll win. I don't know if we'll win, but I believe we will. And I think we got the talent, and everything's lining up right for us the way to do it. So I got them.
Okay.
It's a lock. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 2021 champions. We coming home, baby.
Yeah.
We coming home.
Okay.
It's going to be us.
Well, Sean is wrong. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to win this game. They're going to run it back to back.
Fuck that slogan, man.
Run it back.
Slogan.
Hashtag run it back, please. It's going to be a great game. I mean, that's all I'm pulling for, man.
Fire the cannons.
Like,
fire the cannons.
Don't we need this right now? Yeah. Like, we're going to eat we're going to get some snacks. We're going to have some beverages. We're going to, just sit back and relax. And, I mean, I am at least. Yeah. My wife's probably not going to relax that much. But I'm just going to kick back and hope I get a good football game.
Hopefully my bosses, I think he's thinking about giving me the day off Monday too, man. Ooh. Oh, baby. Ooh. Hey. Ooh. I mean, honestly, I probably need it off anyway, whether a dub or a L.
You need to recoup.
Probably going to need the day off anyway.
Yeah.
So, right, yeah. It's big. It's big. I couldn't ask all for it before now because then we wouldn't have made it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you. I asked off for it. I was like, I'm not working.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this. Right. Well, that's it, man.
I got you.
Kick
man.
back.
So where can they?
I'm sure we'll be.
Where can they find you at?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be tweeting it up or on Instagram. Go check out Instagram because we just posted our year-end awards from last week. We've made it a nice little chart for you. And Sean has been getting roasted for his picks all day on Instagram, so definitely go check that out. It's pure entertainment. It's great. Check that out at nickel_dime football on Instagram. Check me out at Laugh with Harrison. And as always, you can check all of our content out at drewharrisoncomedy.com. Hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel, please, while you're at it. Sean, what about you?
At the Kid Suds on Twitter, man. At nickel_domefb on Twitter. And, man, they roasted me. I'm just saying it wasn't like I wasn't, stating objective facts. I mean, you put a hodgepodge team together with free agents and a bunch of young team and you make the Super Bowl. Why wouldn't you be a consideration for Coach of the Year? That's all I'm saying. When you have a rookie right tackle who is protected the GOAT and he doesn't give up a sack, or only gives up one sack all year, why wouldn't he be in consideration for Rookie of the Year? That's all I'm saying. These are facts. You can look them up. Look them shits up.
So yes, please. Whether
everybody else is coming from a different team. I got Chase Young winning Defensive Player of the Year. I got Aaron Rodgers running MVP. Okay. You ain't talking to Drew. He got his boy Jeremy Chin winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. You ain't talking to him
because they know he should.
You're talking to me. Come on, man.
They know he should. They know. But no, chat it up with us. Let us know what we got right, what we got wrong. and definitely be there ready to go with whoever loses the Super Bowl prediction. So let us have it.
Yeah.
Let's have fun with this game. We'll see you next week to kick off the off season.